Hey everyone, my name is Aaron and I'm a mad teen influencer.
And I'm Joey. Welcome to Healthy Teen Talks, a podcast by teens for teens, where we can talk about real life situations and how to stay safe.
Wherever you're watching from, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends so more people are educated. Because today's topic is something that's honestly a lot of people experience, but we really don't talk enough about it.
Yeah, it's super relevant. Today we're talking about mistakes teen makes at parties and how to avoid them.
And this isn't about judging anyone, it's about being real and helping each other make safer choices.
Exactly. Because a lot of these mistakes don't seem big in the moment, but they can turn into serious situations really quickly.
I think the biggest mistake is just assuming that everyone at a party is drinking.
Yeah, and that feeling hits fast. Like when you walk in, you see a few people holding drinks, and suddenly it feels like, okay, this is what everybody is doing.
And then it kind of becomes this like unspoken sort of pressure, even if no one is directly telling you to drink.
Right. It's not someone saying you have to. It's more like you don't want to feel left out or out of place.
Yeah, but in reality, a lot of people actually aren't drinking, but they're just not as visible as people that are.
Yeah. Like people who aren't drinking are usually just chilling, talking, or maybe on their phones. You don't really notice them much.
So it sort of creates like this illusion that almost everyone is doing it when that's actually not the case.
And I think once you realize that, it takes a lot of pressure off.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're not the only one saying no. You're just one of the few people being confident about it.
Another really big mistake is not having a plan to get home.
Yeah, and this one is huge because people just show up thinking that like, oh, I'll figure it out later.
And later usually means it's already too late. People are tired. Maybe someone's been drinking.
And that's when all the risky decisions start happening.
Like getting into a car with someone that's says they're fine to drive, but in reality, they've actually been drinking.
Yeah, and that's honestly one of the most dangerous situations you can be in.
And the scary part is people don't always realize how impaired they are.
Exactly. So like a better approach is just maybe planning ahead. Like, okay, who's going to be driving tonight? So are they going to be staying sober? And do we have a backup ride if we need one?
Even something simple like telling your parents, hey, I might need a ride later, can make a huge difference.
Yeah, and I think that is way better to have a slightly awkward conversation than end up in a maybe potentially very dangerous situation. I think another mistake people don't talk about is leaving drinks unattended.
Yeah, like putting your drinks down to go talk to someone and coming back to get it later.
It might seem like it's harmless, but the problem is you really don't know what happened to it or what somebody did to it while you were gone.
Exactly, and that's when things can get unsafe.
So I feel like a really simple rule that you can do is if you didn't see your drink the whole time, don't drink it. Just get another one.
It's honestly just not worth the risk. Just grab a new one.
Yeah, it might seem like a very small choice or like a small decision, but it can really prevent a very serious situation.
I think another big mistake is just going along with whatever the group is doing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like not wanting to be that person who just says no.
You might not want to stand out or feel awkward, even if you don't want to do whatever they're doing.
Yeah, but honestly, I feel like most people will respect someone who can make their own decisions and stand up for themselves.
And in my opinion, if someone d doesn't respect that, you're probably not someone you should be following anyways.
Exactly. Like real friends won't pressure you into doing something unsafe or that's not good for you.
And sometimes, when one person says no, it actually gives other people confidence to do the same.
Yeah, you might be like starting a new trend and you might be helping someone else without even realizing it. Um, another mistake I think is underrated is not watching out for your friends.
That's a good one.
Like everyone kind of sort of focuses on themselves, but parties are situations where you really need to be looking out for each other.
Yeah, like if you see your friend is acting a bit off or they're clearly not okay, you shouldn't just ignore it.
Exactly, like check in with them, stay with them, make sure they get home safely.
Because at the end of the day, being a good friend means making sure everyone is safe, not just yourself. There was actually a moment for me where I had to make a decision of that kind.
Actually, what happened?
I remember being at a party where everyone was drinking and uh, um it felt like everyone was just fine with it and it was no big deal. At some point someone even offered me to drink and kind of felt pressured to accept, but I still refused in the end knowing it's the right decision to make.
Yeah, like in that moment, you're sort of between like, oh, should I blend in or do I do what I know is right?
Exactly. And I paused for a second and thought about the consequences and also about the kind of person I want to be.
Yeah, that's really impressive, especially sort of when you're in that moment, in that situation, in the heat of it. Yeah.
It wasn't the easiest choice in the moment, but afterward I felt way better about it.
Yeah, because those decisions stick with you and they're the ones that actually help you grow.
And sometimes people think these choices don't matter, but they really do.
Yeah, because although it may seem small, again, one decision can honestly change everything in these situations.
Al- All right, let's do a quick Ask a Teen influencer.
So here's a question that I have for you, Joey. What should you do if your friend has been drinking and that they actually want to drive as well?
First, don't let them drive, even if it feels awkward.
Yeah, and that can be hard, especially if, of course, if they're your friend and that they insist that they're fine.
And this is one of the situations where being uncomfortable is okay.
But you can take their keys to drive yourself, call a ride, or maybe ask another sober friend to drive.
Yeah, and if needed, call a trusted adult, even if it feels like a big step.
Because at the end of the day, you're protecting them and everyone else on the road.
And it's always better to deal with someone being mad at you than to have something much worse happening, like someone getting hurt.
Exactly. Before we wrap up, here's a quick safety tip.
Never get into a car if the driver has been drinking, even if it's a friend and they're saying it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And always have a backup plan for getting home safely.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Healthy Teen Talks.
If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments or any suggestions for what we should do for our next podcast.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends.
Stay safe. We'll see you next time.